How many of you just turned up your volume because you thought you couldn't hear me? April Fool's Day! All right. Let me know if you can see and hear me now very well since I went ahead and went through that. We have got Trish is in here first and foremost. Hey, guys, appreciate you being here, Trish. We're going to have some fun tonight. Get ready for this bad boy. So let me know if you can see and hear me. Let's get some shares out there, and we are going to have some fun in here. And first order of business right here, that is my gal. That is for you, baby. I mean, I got a kiss for my guest too, but we won't talk about that right now. All right, so Michael, yeah, what's up? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to have some fun with that one. Did you expect anything less than that? And Shawnee is here. Miss Shawnee, thank you for being here. Stephanie, thank you for being here. We're going to have some absolute fun on this show tonight. April Fool's Day, or otherwise known as April Fool's Day, and you're going to find out why during the show. But first, let's get some shares out there. Take about another minute, and we'll get started with this bad boy and have a lot of fun tonight with this. We've got a ton of information to go through with my guest. Huge reveal to go out there, and a couple of big announcements as well. This is going to be a very large show, which is going to be a lot of fun. And Moto Glass is here. Moto, appreciate you being here. And yes, I am prepared as always with my glass here. Moto Glass, get your glass etching from Moto Glass. Do not miss out. Did an amazing job there. And on Unscripted, I will be unveiling this bad boy. I will not be having Unscripted tomorrow. It'll be next Friday, but you will see me actually drinking out of this right here. Unless, of course, my girlfriend steals it first, which she is already trying to do. So we'll figure something out. All right, so we're going to make this official. Hell of a Show is open for business, and we're going to have some fun on this tonight. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and bring attention to this right up here, which is Camp Rad Dog. You see it right up there at the top? Camp Rad Dog is going to be officially launching the first week of July. That is, Tom Hutchison and Jim Noble are actually going to have competing camps with a campaign series that they're doing, two separate campaigns launching at the same time, and they're going to have a lot of fun doing it. It's like meatballs, but more Jim with Tom actually holding the reins. That sounds weird, but trust me, it works. So don't miss out on that. And the big counselor announcement is tonight, right after my show. So right after this one is done, the counselor announcement will be happening on Camp Rad Dog on Facebook. If you're not there already, get there. You got to go check this out. And Mike Drop is already on the ball here. Thank you for that, Mike. Totally Rad Life of Kitty Banger is still going strong right now, about the halfway point, and we'll be moving forward. I am working on a special show to get a panel together from these guys. Of course, I can't have a panel with all the artists because, well, it is Jim's thing. So, you know, StreamYard doesn't allow for 87 different blocks on here. If they did, that'd be really funny. But yeah, we're not even going to try that one. So we're going to get some fun with that one. But go check out Totally Rad Life Kitty Banger. If you've already supported it, support it even more. Hit that share button. Use the power of that finger, the correct one. Hit the share button, and let's get those things going. All right, so without further ado, tonight's guest is someone that he's been on the show several times on different other shows. He's been on a show as a guest of mine at one point. It's been a while since I've had him on as a personal guest on here. But we're going to talk about his comeback into comics and a few other things that are going on. So let's go ahead and introduce David Fott.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, David? Appreciate you being here tonight.
Oh hell, man, anytime. You know, I love being on the DemoNation show.
Hey, absolutely, and we appreciate it. Now, before we get too into all this and everything, most everyone over here should already know you. But if you'll let them know just a brief, who you are, what you do, and where to find you.
Well, I draw boobs. I think I can say that. We're on Facebook, right? Is this?
Oh yeah, you
Facebook
can say
and...
yeah. Oh yeah, you can say
Okay.
anything. I've had Chuck on here.
Oh well, Chuck. Well then, screw it. Then I can say what I want. Yeah, I draw boobs. I have for about 10 years now. Professionally. Dabbled into comics for like quite a while. Hey, Steph. Just back and forth comics, doing mostly freelance art for people. Started out in signs, went into logos, and then and draw boobs, and today into holy crap, comics. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd get back into comics again. So here we go. Here I am again.
Exactly. Rebel Comics is here with Larry. He likes boobs. That's good because there's two of them up here on
Yay.
screen right now. Joshua Main is well, I don't know. He's on YouTube, so he may be in Facebook jail. I never know with him. He's on parole, out
I
of parole. It's just all over the place.
I think he's actually out because I think he commented on one of my pictures the other day.
All right, don't
But
say it too loud. They're always looking for him.
just as they might find him. Be very, very quiet. We find Joshua. But
Now let's talk about your origin into how you got into comics. I mean, how did you get into doing all this? And actually, we'll kind of do a double thing on here. We're going to do how you got into comics, how you got into art.
Oh, okay, yeah, easily. Art, basically art, everything. It was horror movies. I watch a horror movie and I would sit and draw it. Or when I was in school, we had like a really cool school, first grade. We would have movie day in school, and they would set up a projector, and we'd sit and watch movies, and they had, lo and behold, Star Wars on. So I'd sit and watch Star Wars, and man, I would sit in class and sit there and I'd draw the little TIE fighters and draw the Death Star and draw the X-Wings and all. Never thinking, that this would go in place, just having fun. And then I discovered Jim Davis and Garfield. I loved Garfield. I'd go to my little book fairs. I'd have $15 on me, and I'd walk in and buy all the Garfield books I could.
Mm-hmm.
I still have them to this day. It just evolved from that. I would sit and just draw and draw and draw. And one day, went into Walmart. And right there in front of me, like, I discovered, Superman through Richard Donner, the Superman movie. I was a huge fan of that movie when I was younger, not knowing this is how dumb of a kid I was, Chef Christie, that I never knew Superman was a comic. I just knew the movie, and
Mm-hmm.
I would sit and watch the movie. Then the second one came out, and then the third one. And I walked into actually Walmart one day, and they had the trade paperback of Death of Superman.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell is this? And so I got Death of Superman, and I read it. I'm like, oh, I love the artwork. Oh my God, you could do this in a book. What is this? What is this sorcery? And I loved Dan Jurgens' artwork. I loved everything about it. I thought it was beautiful. That's why I posted that page the other day, because that's the page that got me started, the Sean Doomsday with the bird and crushing the bird with his hand. And I'm thinking, man, I could, that'd be cool. I could never do it because I'm not that good, but it's cool to sit and look at it. So got further into my school year, and actually I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I'm going to go ahead because it happened a long time ago. I got to draw on, just like drawing every day in art class, and I got to the point that I got all my credits made up. So I would go into art class, and the teachers would be like, like the math teacher would be like, what the hell are you doing here? Go to the art room. Or like I'd be in Hankins's ag room. He's like, what the hell are you doing in the ag room? You're not going to do anything. Go to the art room. So I'd go to the art room. And one day, the art teacher, I had a really cool art teacher, and she just walked up to me one day. She goes, Dave, we need to have a talk. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she set me down, and she threw a Playboy magazine in front of me. And she's like, I want you to learn the anatomy, and I want you to learn how to draw women. And this is how I want you to do it. And I want you to start going to the store, talk to your parents, because I know your parents is cool. And she goes, I want you to start buying Playboy magazines. How I want you to learn to start doing. Because she goes, you're going to be able to, I could tell because in this class that I was doing, I was winning awards they would have like college semesters come in, and I'd go in and like before college, and I would do like these tests and all for college and art tests, and they're like, you're way superior than art in college. There's not even sense you going to college for art. Just go ahead and learn on your own. And so I never did go to school for college. Like that was one thing. But yeah, the teacher actually threw a Playboy, brand new Playboy magazine in front of me. And she's like, learn it. And she goes, the time you have, learn it. Go home, go to Walmart, because at that time Walmart had sketch pads, which I still think they do. Buy you a sketch pad, buy you a brand new pencil. And she goes, I want that sketch pad full of poses by the time, say like by the end of the week. And that's how it started. And then when I found out about Dan Jurgens and Superman is when it started going over slowly into comics. And then I went to the comic store because when returns started coming out, I'd go out and get every issue. I've got every issue returned. I discovered J. Scott Campbell. And I looked up and there was the oversized Danger Girl. And I'm like, oh, what is this? So, and in the meantime, my senior year, I was on the road of going to become a Disney animator. I was getting everything made up. I was getting my package made up to send to CalArts to go to school so they could make me a 2D Disney animator in Disney Studios. And I actually wrote Glenn Keane when I was younger. This was before the internet, so I'd actually handwrite letters to him, and he would write me back. I have them to this day. And Glenn Keane's the lead animator for like Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid and all and everything like that. If nobody knows, he's the one that came back and done Tangled and all. But he would actually handwrite letters to me and do drawings to show me how to do stuff. And I still have them to this day. Well, that kind of fell through because of the school, so I didn't get to go to the Disney thing. And then I went to the comic store and I saw this style of J. Scott Campbell, and I'm like, that really looks Disney-esque. Like, can you take the Disney thing and put it into comics? I'm like, is that legal? Can you do that? Is that something cool? And well, I went ahead and bought the book, and I was reading J. Scott Campbell's deal, and it talked about how he was going to go to Disney and how his deal failed, and he decided to go into comics. So that's what got me into comics. After that, I discovered Mark Silvestri, discovered Michael Turner, and that you could draw these sexy women and still do comics.
Exactly.
So that's basically what got me into it. It snowballed, and it was like, it snowballed. And then when I got out of school, I'd done the sign stuff well on logos and where I'm at now. So it was just weird. It was just like a life path that seemed like I had no control over. Like it was just like, hang on, here we go. This is what you're going to do, and you're going to love it no matter what.
Now, one thing that I would like to talk about is we're going to kind of fast forward in your life to last year. Yeah, I know people don't like talking about 2020, but 2020 was a huge year for you in many different ways. One, a lot of people may or may not know, but David and I are actual friends, and we talk a lot on the side and message a lot on the side and everything. And so, whenever we first started talking and all was whenever 2020 hadn't really gone into full effect. I mean, the year had started, just not the year.
Yeah.
So you were at that point where you weren't sure if you were going to continue, if you were going to keep doing art. You were ready to drop it and everything. Go ahead and give us kind of the standpoint on that. And then what happened to go ahead and shine a light to where you decided to go ahead and pick up the pencil and start it up again?
Well, I got a point in my life where, and yeah, I agree with that, Shawnee. Like, I don't mean to sound sick. I really like 2020. That's mean, but I mean the bad parts was bad. I get it, but the COVID-19. But okay, before about middle 2019. Excuse me for scratching my nose, guys. Pardon me. It's allergies, so like don't freak out. Um, I ran into some bad stuff. I ran into a manager that kind of messed me around. Um, I could tell some of the story basically because I'm known for I work with models, I love my models I work with. To give a couple shout outs, is Alicia Joels, Masha Cosplays, Emilia Buckman, used to be Rita Buckman now. But I loved working with them. And I got a manager that screwed me around on some stuff, and he wanted nude pictures of them and got me in trouble for it. So that got me to the point I was like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of done. Like, I'm trying, like, I was doing good, but I'm just like, everything else but the drawing was going on was bad. And I'm just like, okay, I'll draw for myself. I won't try comics anymore. Comics is a bust. Like, there was a glimmer of hope throughout this whole thing. There was this little thing. And this little bitty glimmer of hope was Tom Hutchinson. And for 2 years, not joking, 2 years, Tom Hutchinson was talking to me. And in fact, it might not have been around 2 years. We started talking when the Mummy movie came out, because we both loved the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. And Tom kept telling me about every couple of weeks, David, one of these days you're going to do covers for BDI. And I'm like, whatever. I've heard this story 1,000 times. Whatever, dude, I appreciate it. I said, I love talking to you. You're a cool guy, but it's not going to happen. And he kept talking. He's like, you're getting better. You're getting this. You're getting that. Keep practicing. So, when COVID hit, I told myself, right before COVID hit, it was about November 2019. I told Christy, I said, all right. And I had a couple other people come around and say, one of these days you're going to break it. I can tell what's happening. You keep drawing. You keep putting these drawings on Facebook. I do these little sketches. And they said, you're going to break it one day. And I'm like, whatever. I was that smart ass, that was just like, no, whatever. And I would go in and exactly, Shawnee. I would go in. I told Christy, I said, there's either one or two ways I want to handle this. I said I could either put my tail between my legs, give up, walk away, say I've had a good life at this, and I did. Like, I'm not lying. Before this, still had a great life of drawing. I'd go to cons. I'd be big at cons. I'd do these cons. They'd have me there as guests and all. And because I would laugh and joke with people. Sure, they'd buy my art, but I was the dumbass at cons. Shut up, Christy. The peanut gallery's back here tonight too, guys. So if you hear something, it's Christy. So Christy's like, why don't you just pardon my language, I'm gonna say what exactly she said. Grab this thing by the balls. Do your own thing. Go back to your Disney style that you was gonna go for Disney, because you changed. She goes, you become something that I thought you'd never become on your art wise. She goes, take this time between now and January and 3 months. Don't do anything and just focus on doing your Disney style and see what happens. So I done it. That's what I done for 3 months. I took off. It worked into 4 months. The fourth month, Tom Hutchinson got home. He goes, we're ready. What do you want to do? He goes, well, no, the first one is, he goes, I've got Princess versus Zombies coming up. Do you want to do that one? I'm like, yeah, just tell me what. So he put me through the edits and all, which is, everybody's always talking about how Tom does the edits thing. It was no big deal. I was just glad to oh, holy crap, this is my first pro independent comic. And it was my very first time I ever done one. And so I done Princess versus Zombies. And literally after I got that one done, he's like, what title do you want? He goes, I want you to do another one. What title do you want? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Which at that time, BDI, I wasn't too big. I just knew Tom. Me and Tom talked all the time. I didn't know BDI.
Right.
And I said, so give me, what titles you got? Because I really don't know your titles. I say, I know you, I don't know your company. So that's when I ended up doing the Dorothy Gale goth cover. He goes, would you feel like doing a Dorothy Gale goth cover? I said, send it to me. And that's basically when this ride started. And it's been downhill ever since. It's been uphill. It's been one hell of a roller coaster ride. So when you think about giving up, people, and I'm going to say this because we want to stay positive, don't. Because there's a part 2 to the story, and I know Tom's going to ask me about it here. Phil's going to ask me about it here in a minute. And
don't let the hair fool you. No, I'm not Tom.
It was the hair, like the hair that was flowing and in the wind and everything. And I was like, damn, that looks like Tom. Don't give up. Don't do it.
Yep.
Because,
so,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, so, I mean, you did the goth cover. It came out amazing. And
Thank
then,
you.
you're working with them on some other things. You have some other projects going on. And then the one that's here in the background, and I'm going to go ahead and show it in a little bit more of its glory here in the foreground, because we really do need to bring this up. But this right here, let me see if I can find it here. This is the, let me see. Of course, I can't move it to the background on this thing. So this award that's back here, the Independent Creators Award for Pinup of the Year of 2020. Now, this is not a, I mean, it is, but it isn't a small award. I mean, this isn't one of those things that you go to Hollywood and you get a Walk of Fame type thing where you put your handprints on the floor and all that kind of stuff. But it was some very stiff company that was on there.
Yeah.
And yes, I know I said that out loud. Anybody in the peanut gallery heard me say that, but it is true because there was some serious competition. Yeah, exactly, Jim. But there was some serious competition there, and you were nominated. And I know whenever you were nominated, because you and I had chatted about it, and you were like, I cannot flip and believe, that I'm nominated on this thing. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, the award show came up, and the polls have been put in there and everything, and you won.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about how you felt about that whenever you found out that you won this, because like I said, this is one of those things that this is anybody and everybody who was doing pinup stuff that was nominated for this, and there were a lot of people nominated.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and David got the win on this one.
Well, first off, I'm going to say it, and I say this since day one. I'm going to say it again 1,000 times over. I give this one to Ulani. I'm sorry, she knocked this thing out of the park with when I first got this in my email. Tom's like, David, are you sitting down? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you want to see what can happen with your artwork? And I'm like, yeah. And I was just like, okay, Tom, quit building that. Just show it to me. And he showed me this thing, and I flipped. I was like, oh my God, who? I said, because I think it might have been it might have been no, she colored the other three. That's right. And I flipped. But what was funny was, which we'll talk about the other part here in a minute that happened to me in my life. This is why that was going on. So I couldn't see. And actually Trish Bergman and Mike got a hold of me, and they're like, did you see where you are nominated for a Pinup of the Year award? And I'm like, I can't see shit. So no, I didn't get to see it. So I went on there and I told Chris, I said, look this up for me real quick. And she looked it up. She's like, yeah, you're up for an award and you're winning. Like, she's like, it's not even close. It's a landslide. And I'm like, what? And Trish said the same thing. She's like, yeah. So that's when I got a hold of you. I said, Phil, what's this going on? Because I didn't know what was going on at all. And I was flipping out in the meantime. And so finally, when everything healed up and all, and I got to be on the award show and everything and all, I flipped. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, whoa. And this is the one, because I'm going to be honest, like, I've had fun what I do. I take it a little bit more lighthearted. As you can tell, I worked with you. I take things a little bit more lighthearted, not as serious. This one grounded me. This one, I don't know what happened, but I was like, oh, wow. This is what I do. Mm-hmm. And this is for me, like, life-changing, because like now it's like, oh hell, I'm really doing this. This is something that it's really happening now. This is like, it was that point in my life that I guess you could say, like, the epiphany in your life, that you could say, oh hell, that this is it. It happened.
Exactly.
But because I don't see my my art colored by anybody else that often. I usually have to color it myself because like people want it quick for a cover, so I have to usually color it myself. And to see Yulani do these covers, oh my god, it blew my mind. And when I saw this, that was it. I was like, okay, I'm done. Like if I get told I have to quit today, I'm good.
Now we're going to show a few pieces of your art that I have here to go ahead and show off, and go ahead and talk about these as well.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about something else that happened in your life recently that changed things as well. So we'll be getting to that.
Yeah.
So hang on to that thought.
Okay.
Anyone that's out there right now, I just want to reiterate, if you are in here right now, please share this out, get more people in here, find out about David's story. And then we still have the huge reveal and big announcements that are coming up. I'm saving those. So here is some of the artwork. There's one of them there.
This was actually a quick cover I had to do for a girl named Nicole. It's a comic called Fox and the Hound. It's over in England. And she's like, I just want something simple, quick. My two characters pillow fighting. Can you do this? So that's why it's kind of looks like it's been quickly done. I literally done this in 3 hours. Color and everything. So yeah, that's for and she said she's gonna have me back, so she'll have more time for me to do something. That's if you guys get a chance, check out Fox and the Hound comic. It's not your Disney one. Trust me, as you can tell. That was a blast, and she was really fun to work for.
And then we have got the flesh-eating cheerleaders from outer space.
This was actually another one I done. Oh, and forgive me, I forgot the guy's last name. His name's James. You're gonna see a lot more stuff from him. I actually done the lines. I didn't color it. He had somebody else color it, and I don't know who the colorist is. He didn't tell me. But yeah, that was one I had to honk out. I should have gave you the lines. The lines are, I had fun with the lines. Like there was a lot of detail without the coloring and all. But yeah, this one's been out. It was for Kickstarter. It done really well. There's a nude version. And we're not just saying, yes, thank you, Tom. Thank you, man. Let's see. Yeah. God, I'm an idiot. See, there we go. My buddies are here. Tom is here. I felt naked for a second without Tom and Jim. But oh, sorry. No, that sounded wrong. This one, to explain this one, yeah, this is Critter. Okay, sorry. I get Critter and the other one mixed up. Sorry, Tom. Don't hate me. These is what I do on when I have a big project I do. And a lot of times when I have a cool down period, I will do these and just throw them on Facebook. These are like little hour drawings and stuff and all. And this is what I call my cool down period. So I thought I'm going to draw Critter for the hell of it. To throw up there. And,
well, it's either Critter or it's Catnip. One of the two.
Yeah, it's either Catnip or Critter. God, I forgot. Tom, don't hate me. I'm going to get hell tomorrow. I guarantee. Tom's like, what the hell's wrong?
Oh, you will. You definitely will.
But yeah, like I'll pick either like a character or one of my model friends. I'll just sit and draw them and I'll throw them on Facebook. So this is a good example of it.
Now this one, of course, this got my attention, and I'm saving this one for the last one that we're showing of the artwork on here, because I actually want this one for like a mascot on the show or something.
Yeah, you can. I might make this one I'm thinking about making this one my logo. Seriously.
Nice.
And you can have it. I'll give it to you. It's a gift. Save it. And when I get it done, I'll give you the colored version. This is another one. Like this is actually when we tell the story here in a minute when I started coming back. And I thought, well, I wonder if I could draw something. And this was actually, I think, if I remember, at the full pencil to ink piece that I done after my little hiccup. So yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I'm thinking about actually using that for my logo because I want something horror and I want something sexy.
Now we're talking about your logo. I want to go ahead and bring up the first big announcement to be made tonight. First big announcement is joining the list of sponsors for the show proudly is David Fott. So the art of David Fott will be joining on the sponsors on here. So he'll be joining on the beginning banner. Whenever I go to cons and get a banner made up, which is in the works, I'll be adding him onto that one as well. And any talks about my show or whatever, of course, I have all my sponsors listed on there, including David now. So we are incredibly happy. I am incredibly honored to have him on here as a sponsor.
I'm excited as hell. Like I said, that another shocking milestone. I was just like, oh wow, when you asked me, I was like, yeah, for sure. I just felt bad I didn't get the logo done in time, so you can like kick my ass later. I don't care. We wait till we're at a con, you can tase me or something, or but yeah, I'm very proud, and I appreciate you doing that. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's gonna be, we're gonna have a blast with this. We're gonna have
Well,
fun.
okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is fast forward through 2020 because everybody likes doing that. We get into 2021 and things are going great coming out of 2020. Like you said, you actually enjoyed the year for what achievements it had for you and everything. 2021 hit, and I think I was one of the first people, or the few. It was just several people that you had let know about this, about your eye, and you said basically, and their first message was, "I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going blind. I may not be able to draw anymore ever again." I mean, the message was very dark. Go ahead and talk to everybody and let them know what happened, and then we'll talk about that.
What happened was, and why it went that south, that it went south that quick, which actually now it's a little funny. Like, I'm gonna admit, it's how life works. And I've told this before, but I gotta tell it again because it's, like I said, it's a little funny. Christy bought me Cyberpunk 2077 for my birthday. And
so it's Christy's fault.
Yeah, it's Christy's fault. And like, I finally got it through the mail, and that night I put it in. You had to do the whole installation thing, blah blah blah. And I told Chris, I said, my eyes are just a little blurry. I said, they're itchy for some reason. I don't know why they're itching. I said, it's probably just allergies or something. Got the game downloaded, played for a couple hours. Got up the next day. This was a Friday. Saturday, my eyes were a little bit more blurry, and I'm like, it was like, well, the left one was. And I told Christy, I said, now, before I go a little bit further, a couple weeks before this, I had COVID, and I just got over COVID.
Yep.
So I was sitting there, and I told Christy, I said, it's gotten a little. That Saturday, I said, it's gotten a little bit worse. By the time Sunday rolled around, I was completely blind in both eyes. I shouldn't say completely. I could see shapes, I could see colors, but it was like somebody literally took me outside as a car and frosted the glass over my eyes. Like, it was like that. And I told Chris, I said, what should I do? Should I go to the hospital? Should I go to ER? What the hell do I do? And so another friend of mine, Shane Moore, got a hold of Christy, because I put on there, I said, something's not right. My eyes aren't working like they should. I was almost like I'm completely blind. And so Shane Moore is like, what's it doing? And I told him what happened. He's like, well, I've got the same thing. Basically told me, get your ass to a surgeon right now. That he goes, you need to get in right now and see a surgeon. So when I text you, we found one. Christy found one, which I'm going to tell a story. Christy here, and she's going to get embarrassed. I don't give a shit.
Bite me.
See, we got the love. So I went in, and basically, to make this long story short, because I don't want to like keep the story like completely long. Went to two doctors. They said, you're blind. You're not getting your eyes back. You're gone. The first one goes, you're blind, can't do anything, but let me take you to another person real quick. I'm like, okay. And so the second one, went to the second one. He goes, yeah, dude. He goes, you're blind. He goes, your retina's tore. You're bleeding. You got blood completely in your eyes. That's why it's frosted. He goes, we could probably drain your eye out, but he said that it'll be back within a week. So he goes, you're blind. He goes, I hate to tell you. He goes, make your deals, do what you got to do. He goes, I know you're an artist. I hate to tell you this, but you're blind. But, and this is exactly how I did it. Let me have you see one more person. So I went and saw one more person, and he looked at my eyes real quick, done the whole deal. He goes, "Yeah, dude." He goes, "You're blind." He goes, "I want to do one more thing," but he goes, "I don't think I'll be able to help you." He goes, "You're going to be blind the rest of your life." Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly, Sean. That's exactly how it was. That it was like, "You're screwed," but and so I remember, like, I'll tell this small story real quick. I remember going in, and he goes, "Well," he goes, "I want to do one thing. There's a thing now called an eye ultrasound." And he goes, "We go in, and it's basically just take an ultrasound of your eyes. It doesn't hurt." He goes, "Let's do that." He goes, "I just want to make sure." He goes, "I want to put all my ducks in a row, cover my ass." That's exactly what he said. And so and I had to be in a wheelchair. I have never been in a wheelchair in my life, and I felt bad because, like, I am the 6'6" guy going in a wheelchair. Christy had to wrangle me around. The nurses had to wrangle me around because I could not see to walk. And so they take me in this little room, and there was this little old lady in there. I could see it. I could tell it was a little old lady. And she's like, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, they think I'm blind. I'm getting ready to go in for, to check the ultrasound." And this little old lady goes, I don't know who she was, and she turned and looked at me. She goes, she goes, "Are you?" She goes, "What are they saying?" They said I'm blind. I said, "And you know what? I've had 44 good years of being able to see. So, I'm trying to be positive about this. If I'm going to be blind, I'm going to be blind. This is what life's given to me." And this little lady turned and looked at me and goes, "Don't give up." She goes, "Never give up."
Nope.
She goes, I was in the same position you were, and she said, "Never give up." So I went and had the eye ultrasound. She left, had the eye, never saw her again, which was kind of weird in the deal. Well, I was blind, so ha ha ha. So I went and had the eye ultrasound, went back in the doctor, and this doctor, which I cannot give enough credit for, he's amazing. Dr. Eastman, dude, I'm telling you. I'm sitting there, and I had a friend that worked there too. That her son's an artist. So she goes, "Is Christy up front?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm gonna go get Christy." She goes, "I know we got the cult rules, but I'm gonna go get Christy. Go sit here with you." And Christy came in. I was crying. I was bawling. I said, "Yeah, Christy, I'm blind." And she's like, "Well, shit." And she's like, "Well, we'll make it through this. Don't worry, we'll do this." And I'll never forget. The doctor came in, grabbed the stool, come up, slapped me on the knee, goes, "How would you like to have your eyesight back?" Now, me sitting here all day and saying, "You're blind, you're blind, you're blind, you're blind." I'm like, "Doc, what are you saying?" He goes, "I am going to 90% guarantee you're going to get your sight back." He goes, "We don't know how good a sight you'll have back, but you'll have your sight back."
Yep.
So went in, got eye injections. He goes, "Let's put some eye injections to your eyes. Let's get the blood dried up. Let's see what's going on." Got the blood dried up, found out in the left eye, the retina had split. It was being crooked and all. They had to go in for corrective surgery, and that's why I was out for so long. I had to let it heal. I had to put my head forward for like freaking 2 weeks. Like, I couldn't watch TV. I sat like this all the time, and that was fun. But yeah, I'm sitting here right now, and I've got my eyesight back, and the prognosis is amazing.
Actually, it's better than amazing. I've been through the whole process, like you've kept me up to date, through the whole thing and everything. But we're going to get into another part of this, which is the big reveal, because coming out of this eye problem and everything, and getting your eyesight back, the first thing that you worked on was this particular project.
Yep.
And I even told you, I said, "Don't rush it," anything like that. And you said, "Well, the doctor said, little things kind of, get back into the groove of things, but not overdo it."
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that it was like, if it messes up, it messes up. But we're going to try it out and see what happens. Plus, you knew I was very patient with this and would take whatever time was needed
Yeah.
to go ahead and do this. Now, two things I want to say beforehand. Why did I choose the book that I chose? Why did I choose David as the first to go ahead and do? And yes, it is. And Shawnee, you're absolutely right about this. Drum roll and Stephanie saying suspense building. Yeah, I'm kind of good at this every once in a while. So I chose David as the artist because David, like I said, he went through a lot in a short amount of time building into 2020. And then when 2020 ended and he was on top of his game, he got knocked down again and came back. As far as I'm concerned, there's no more passion shown in this industry than somebody like that. So that was a have to. And then the reason I chose the book, which is Lily the Demoness, Chapter 1, Luis Torres. If it weren't for Luis Torres, I would not be here in the industry. He's the one who gave me my peek behind the curtain and said, hey, you're respectful with everything that you're doing here. You like to learn about things. Why don't you look and see how this is made? Why don't you meet this person over here? Hey, why don't you come to this group and do this? And I met everybody from there. So if it wasn't for him, none of this would ever happen. So it was a have to that I had to put you two together to go ahead and create this. So yes, here it is, the official DemoNation exclusive cover, the first of its kind. You do not want to miss out on this bad boy. That's it right there. That is the Lily Demoness Chapter 1 DemoNation Edition, based on the AC/DC Highway to Hell homage is what we made this thing on. And it came out amazing. If you're interested in getting this bad boy, you need to go ahead and leave a message on here. Send me a message. Let me know what's going on. $25 shipped. It only comes the one way with the dressing and everything on there. I'm not going to go in all different directions on this one. And we'll see how fast it starts moving, depending upon how long I will keep it up. But do not sleep on this. This is the first of the DemoNation edition, and I am so honored to have David work on this and get this taken care of. He did an amazing job on this. Lewis is incredibly happy with it, and I cannot be more happy with you and Lewis for helping me out with this one.
Oh, no problem. This was I've actually wanted to work with Lewis too for a while. It's Lewis. I worked with Chuck once, and but Lewis I haven't got to yet. And Lewis, yeah, when you said Lewis was involved, you was involved. I'm like, well, when you told me you was involved, I was like, hell yeah, I don't care if I have to put the bionic eye in my left eye. If I have to go do that real quick, I don't give a shit. I'll do it. To get this one done, I want to do it. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse. Yeah, there's girls on there. There's boobs, and then there's the girls. Get that demon? Yeah, the boob. Never mind. The boobs is on there, but this was kind of my wheelhouse, and it was good to be able to do something fun, something. It was just a blast. Yeah, when you asked me to do it, I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, whenever I sent you my idea, you were all kinds of all over that, and it came out amazing. We've had a few edits we had to go through on there to get it done correctly, but it has been fun doing it, and I think it came out great. I hope everyone else enjoys it. This is, like I said, the first of the DemoNation editions. There are others that'll be in the makings. Those that have worked with me and done things with me in the past, I'll be working with them directly on some other ones. But like I said, you talk about first, and trying to collect and do the first and everything. This is the first right here, and David and Lewis are a part of that. So do not miss out on this.
I might even buy one. I don't know.
And I will say that I will have a post after the show to where you can go ahead and let me know on the post as well if you're interested. So I have everything in one area, so it's easier to keep up with. If you are not familiar with Lily Demoness Chapter 1, I've got a few interiors that I can show you on here and let you know what's going on. Created, of course, written by Luis Torres. The internals were Brian Brimley, which did an amazing job on these. And just to show you some of the things that you're looking at within the storyline, I can only show you a few. It's a little racy at times. It is a great story. But yeah, it fits. It has to be. I mean, with Demon Phil and DemoNation and everything, having a demoness right at the very beginning, that was a have to as well. But here's just some of the interiors that you'll see on here, which are amazing. And he is going to actually be launching Lily Demoness Chapter 5. Will be launching, I believe, in either May or June coming up. So it's coming up fairly quickly. And you may or may not see a DemoNation edition in there as a tier. I didn't say anything. What?
Oh,
So yeah, it's got some great artwork in there, and the storyline is on point and everything. It's great. So Shawnee, I appreciate you. That is a rocking package wrapped up in a whole lot of awesome sauce. I could not agree more. With Lily's, story on there, with David's artwork on the front and everything, it came out amazing. And yeah, Shawnee says it's a fantastic story. It absolutely is, and it just keeps getting better and better. So that is the big reveal for tonight. We've already had one, huge announcement on there. We have one more huge announcement we will be talking about here very shortly, as we're getting into the closing part of this. Now, before we close and get into that announcement and everything, you have worked on quite a bit of stuff, and you've got quite a bit going. And we're not even going to get into the list of stuff that you've got coming up and everything, because there's so much that you can and can't talk about, and you don't want to get it mixed up. And I completely understand and agree with that. I will give a shout out, Camp Rad Dog. You did do the badges for that. Even though Tom don't need no stinking badges. I'm sorry, I just can't resist.
Badges. I think they're done and ready to go. So you guys be getting those on the campaign.
Yes.
Time. So.
Yes, and that'll be launching the first week of July, I think is what they're shooting for on that one. So that's what you've been working on that. My question is, who have you not worked with that you just have on a bucket list that's right at the top there that you want to work with? I already know one that you want to work with that will lead into our final big announcement. So go ahead and let us know.
This is probably a snowball's chance in hell. Because I really don't think my style, once I get a little bit better, I think my style would fit it, but right now it doesn't. I would love to do a cover for Coffin Comics and Brian Paluto.
Nice.
That's the one I think if I ever do a cover for him, I'm retired. I'm like, done, guys, bye. That is one I would love to do. I don't know what the other one to be. Like, I know I wouldn't be able to do a cover for that one either, because it's way out of my league. I would love somehow to work with Todd McFarlane, because he has been such an inspiration to me. Well, him and Brian, but I've met Brian Paluto before, and he's an awesome guy. Like, he saw my artwork. He's like, that's amazing. He goes, a couple of years, he goes, you're gonna be good. So that happened a while back. But yeah, I would probably say Brian. I would love to, like I said, Snowball's Chance in Hell. Pipe Dream I'd love to do, but if I keep working at it, get a little bit better, you never go down the road.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, you're the poster child for hindsight is 2020. So you never know what's going to happen. Stephanie says, "Hells yeah, Lady Death cover would be amazing." I agree with that. Actually, Hell Witch. I'm sorry, but Hell Witch, I'd love to see you do.
See, anything, like if it'd be Hell Witch or any one of them, I would just like to, if I ever have time, which I've done a few Lady Death commissions, but I was kind of happy with them and not, because they're rushed. A lot of my commissions have to be rushed. And I would love to sit down and take time and do a really nice Lady Death or Hell Witch piece.
Exactly.
And I will one day.
Oh, yes, you will. And David is doing a cover set for me and some pages. I had heard rumors, and I wasn't going to say anything.
The rumor is out.
So if you're working on something, Mike and Trish, I need to have a talk with y'all about getting on the show and talking about that. So we'll be working on that one as well. But
actually, the cover has been inked. It's ready to go. And I'm getting ready to color it. And there's going to be a new... Mike, don't kill me for this. I'm going to go ahead and say it. If I'm wrong, kill me. There's going to be a nude version of it, too.
There you go.
I'm doing the boobies. So...
So the final big announcement that I want to make, and this is something that David and I have been discussing for a little while. There's still some fine print stuff like that. He's got to actually sign on the dotted line in blood. You know, the easygoing stuff. It means nothing.
I've got a
Soul.
finger stick. I'm diabetic.
There's something about a soul or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So as everyone knows, I don't talk about myself on my show, so I'm gonna put that out there first and foremost. But I need to go ahead and kind of give you a backstory to build into what this is. So everyone knows that I have my own business, which is Dark Enterprises. Dark Enterprises is the crowdfunding marketing. I am branching out into editing. Is something new that I am tackling on there that a couple of people are giving me a shot at on there, and we'll see how that works out. But there is something else that I'm adding to the arsenal on there, which is agent. So as an agent, you need a client or some clients or something like that to get started with. So my first official client as an agent within this industry is David Fott. So moving forward, we're going to discuss between me, him, and Christy about how we're going to exactly set this up and everything.
Wait, hold on. How did Christy get in on this?
Well, she threatened me in Messenger just now. I see it. It's got like all kinds of skull and crossbone stuff.
She threatened you with donuts, is what happens. She does that. She'll threaten your ass. Like Jim does cupcakes, which I'm glad he's doing better than Christy does donuts.
But what we'll have is I will be setting up different projects for David, getting with them, of course, on that one. There is one in particular that we had discussed in a previous show that I will now be putting into effect. So it is on the board, and I'll be looking for it, which is David Fott will be doing a cover with Bill McKay.
Yes!
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I shouldn't have done. What? So yes, we need to get that nailed down and figure out exactly who's going to get that one. But Bill is all over that one, so we're going to have some fun.
Anytime.
Yes. So it is amazing. It is very. I mean, I'm honored and humbled at the same time, you know, to be able to do this. Agent is something new and different, but I've had so many of my guests and so many people in the industry tell me I need to be doing this. So I might as well because, well, I like having electricity and stuff to eat. So it's good to, you know, be paid every once in a while. So, you know, we're going to be working out some things on that. David's going to stay incredibly busy on this, but he's also going to stay very organized, which is a good thing too. And you're going to see a lot more of his presence online as well, because I'm going to get him on some other shows and we're going to be talking about some things and getting his name and face out there quite a bit more. Sorry about that, Christy.
I know you don't have a wide angle lens to get this one on there.
Phil, turn around. Can you turn around for a second?
Okay, let me turn around. Okay. What? Was there something back there? I didn't see that.
The love in the room.
So in closing tonight, there's been a lot of announcements and stuff. And Stephanie even said this is an action-packed show tonight. Lots of announcements. Above and beyond any of my other shows, I said earlier in the year that DemoNation Dark Enterprises was changing and evolving and growing, and I wasn't kidding. I've done a lot of thinking about this, and if it wasn't for everyone supporting me so much on this, I would have already given up on it. But this is what I want to do, so I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I stay within this industry to do that. And if at the same time I can continue helping the people that I'm helping and keep raising that voice of the indies out there, then why wouldn't I keep doing that at a larger level? So we're going to start it out with David as my first official client on here. I will be looking for other ones on here, but we're going to keep him incredibly busy and make sure his name gets out there. And you never know, I might be reaching out to Brian in the near future and saying, so I heard that you talked about my client, a couple of years ago, whatever, saying if he got better. I mean, he did win an award and everything. So maybe he could be right there at coffin class and everything. So we'd have to see.
That's all I gotta say.
But in the meantime, you're still working with BDI and pumping stuff out with them. You've got projects that you can't even talk about right now, which I fully understand because, Tom Tom doesn't let the cat out of the bag on a
Tom.
lot of stuff. Yeah, exactly. He keeps quiet on all that.
And if you don't care, Phil, can I just have like, I know we're getting
Yep.
really close here to time. I just want to say one thing real quick.
Yep.
Not to interrupt you. I want to give a shout out to everybody that stood beside me. When I was going through the eye stuff, I had people getting a hold of me constantly. Me, Christy. Christy basically stopped everything and helped me out. I want to thank her for that. She's been great. She's been an awesome sister. But and I want to say this real quick, you probably don't know this. You probably don't remember it in the back of your mind. We all started this at the same time.
Yep.
I met you through Tom and Jim.
Yep.
Or I met you through Tom, then I met Jim.
Yep.
So I owe you and Jim, especially you, just as much credit for what I'm doing now as anybody else in this industry. So I thank you for that. And there was times you pushed me through when I wasn't going to do it. So I owe you guys a bunch for my career. And I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank you for that.
Hey, and I'll say it real quick. You had my back whenever I was at my lowest there for a short amount of time. So, yeah, we're definitely right there. Like brothers.
That's what brothers do, man. That's what brothers do.
Exactly. And Steph says he's putting the pressure on you, David. Get to practicing your Hell Witch boobies.
Just the boobs. Can I draw her to the whole thing? Okay,
well,
I'll just draw the boobs.
Technically, that would be a really cool cover. I don't know.
Just Hell Witch, like right here, just right in your face.
You never know.
They call it the Motorboat Edition.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
That's a whole new tier on Coffin right there. We're definitely gonna we're gonna get Brian on a meeting with this one and talk to him.
Good Lord.
And Team Hell Witch, exactly. I mean, come on, Demon Phil. I'm all about the demons and everything, so you got to have Hell Witch up there at the top. Tough crowd in here. I'm telling you, David. It's Lady Death is cool and everything, but Hell Witch is all over the place. So we're there.
I didn't know Hell Witch was that. I've got a Hell Witch comic. I bought one, and so I love it.
All right, so we have had an absolute blast getting to know you more, getting to know more about the stuff on there. We have gotten some amazing announcements out there. The big reveal. Again, let's go ahead and show that one more time before we shut it down. First official DemoNation edition. The artwork done by David Fott, along with the color on there. It is on Lily the Demoness Chapter 1, which is written and created by Luis Torres. $25 shipped. Domestic only. Let me put that out there. So if it is going to be out of the U.S., you need to message me and let me know. I don't want to get stuck in that one. I've seen way too many people get hit by that. So, and I'll be putting that in the post as well. But you don't want to miss out on this thing. Incredibly honored, humbled by this.
Same. And
about working together and getting the waves of change out there, getting it started up.
I'll have Phil also to send me the link, and I'll post that on my pages tonight.
Yes.
To share out, so you guys get your copy of it.
Yes, and absolutely.
Get your copy. See me at a con, and I'll sign it.
Exactly. So. And cons are starting to slowly come back up. So eventually, you'll see David and I at a few cons together, since we're fairly close to one another. So you never know when you might see us, and definitely stop by and see us and say hello. But I'm telling you right now, David, I appreciate you being on here, and you know how it is. I'm going to go ahead and drop you backstage. I'm going to do my closing statements, and we'll talk afterwards. But thank you for being here. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you for being a huge part of the Indies.
No problem. Thank you, man, for having me on. I had a blast.
Absolutely. All right, I'll be back there in just a moment.
Okay.
All right, so hell of a show. I told y'all from the very beginning this day was coming. It's April Fool's Day. David and I messaged each other. It started with David messaging me, and he says, hey, Foo, hey, Foo. And so whenever April Fools come around, I was looking at my schedule, and I was like, I need somebody for April Fool's Day. No, I don't. I got David in here. I went ahead and put him in first and foremost. I was like, it's locked. No one else is going to take this one. The fact that the reveal happened on the same day, and the announcements and everything as well, it just perfect placement. It's not even the planning of it, just the placement of it, the way that it worked. So I always have a closing statement. Tonight's not any different. And I usually base it on my guest, which I'm going to do that as well. And this is all about respect within the industry. Because of the fact that I am the kind of person that I am is the only reason that I am where I am in this industry. I can't draw a stick figure to save my life to get a straight line on there. So there's no way I can do the, circle boobs or other boobs or stick figure boobs or just boobs. It just doesn't happen. And any other anatomy I really can't take care of either. I'm working on writing my first comic. There are more announcements that will be coming on that one, but I'm not going to give you everything in one night because that'd just be way too much for everybody to comprehend. So I'm going to save that and stretch that out over a few months. We're going to have some fun with that. But what I'm getting at is the respect. If I was never the way that I am, which means I was respectful to everyone else around me, to everyone within the industry, not asking for freebies, not trying to mooch my way into the industry. I did everything that I could to go ahead and get my name in there. Eventually, move up the ladder, try to get there. David, I want to go ahead and bring up that David started out, like you said, about the same time that I did. Same thing. He didn't try to, crawl over everyone else over the ladder. In fact, he was planning on giving it up. And we just wouldn't allow it because we saw something in him that other people may or may not have seen. He may not have seen himself. And it brought out the best in him. If you look at the evolution in his work, you can definitely see that. If you look at the evolution of the DemoNation, you can definitely see that. I was with a previous brand and it was going all right. I got the DemoNation started. I may not have near the followers that I had in the other brand, but damn it, this show is on fire. Not meaning numbers wise. I'm talking about the support with everybody in here. You have no idea what's being built in all this. So the respect is key in all of this. So show the respect that you need to everyone, not just in the industry, but in life in general. You never know what'll happen from there. Good gets good, bad gets bad. Attitude is infectious. Remember that. So keep in mind, you throw a pebble into a pond, get a ripple. Get enough ripples in that pond, get the waves of change. And you damn sure get the DemoNation edition cover that you cannot miss. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you above and beyond. And I cannot wait to see y'all again. I will not be having Unscripted tomorrow night. My girlfriend and I are going to be out of town meeting her other family in Illinois. She's actually going to show them that she has a boyfriend. So I don't know if I'm terrified or happy about this. We'll find out. But Unscripted will be next Friday, and I will have the new shows Tuesday and Thursday of next week as well. You will know the guests on Sunday whenever I go ahead and post that up. Thank you again very much. Be looking for the post right afterwards. Y'all have a great evening. Wash your damn hands. And above all, keep it into y'all.